she can kind of sense something past the wall that's weirdly familiar and kind of eerie. There is something she feels is fishy and draconic and quite large over here. There's something that's doesn't have too much of a smell, but it has enough of them to indicate kind of learn some things. It seems to be kind of minty fresh a little bit, very weird and definitely large, but very water based. There is around two um creatures that they are in the belief are kind of like seals, but little different. More like maybe a sea lion in a literal sense, which I would say that's literally what you kind of get at, and you guys will be able to work that out. Um, then there is an orc, a harpy, and a bugbear. So again, there's a large watery creature that seems like it might be like elementally or something that's a minty fresh smell. Something weirdly familiar and very strange over here, which I'm uh something very big, kind of fishy and little draconic over here. And then two how would I say it? Creatures that based off what you discussed seem to be sea lions, albeit the scaly lion-like creatures. Okay. With that in mind, she would kind of give you that information. What do you guys decide to do given that? Actually, before I say, I'll say one other thing: is that the area the big thing is in kind of seems like it might be a large space. That's all. That's the other detail I'll give you.
Well, we seem to have a general layout of what's going to be ahead of us. What do you guys say?
I mean, we might as well go forward.
True.
I agree. Jibberboo?
Yes, onward.
Okay.
Would you like to take the front?
As you're shifting around, determining who goes first, are you doing so like really carefully?
I imagine so.
Okay, roll stealth. Given that you guys are trying to, some of you are a little big. Actually, two of you are kind of big, and you guys are in a hallway that's gives you some room, but you're also kind of pacing a bunch might be kind of iffy, a little dangerous.
Okay. And then I am gonna move up to the front there.
Okay.
Do I fit here?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And I'll roll stealth.
I hear a dog.
Yeah, I'm dog sitting right now.
Okay.
My
That's a survival, not a
Question.
stealth.
A question: Are you
Oh shit.
Are you using a torch currently?
Yes, I am.
Are you intending to stealth with the torch? That makes sense if in the context of like, you know, maybe you could hold the flame to make less noise or whatever. But in terms of once you're actually kind of in terms of a visible space, it kind of gets a little difficult. Unless you're intending to like, you know,
All right.
lessen the utility of the torch.
Well, if I do that, I can't see. I think I'm actually gonna stay in the back and keep my torch on.
Okay, because what you could do is you could like, you know, kind of stealth to get up to that position, and then kind of immediately kind of take your torch out and unstealth, assuming there's there's shits there, so you know you're gonna get into combat. Oh, but maybe you're not. Maybe the thing will talk
Can
to you.
I don't unless I like see any other like light source. I would definitely have to keep the torch.
Uh,
You go.
I'd say let me actually do something. I'd say there'd be a light source over here.
Sorry, one more time.
I'd say there'd be a light source way over here.
We cannot see that.
Oh,
You can't.
okay.
That's good. It's fine.
Like way over.
Yeah, more than 100 feet away.
Okay. Yeah, probably. I'm just gonna stay in the back with my torch on.
Okay. So you guys are kind of in the positions. I'll say Normalist will be in the back a little bit as well. Okay, where do you guys want Normalist?
In the back.
Okay.
Yeah, in the
He
back.
lives in the
Where do you
back.
guys
He's the
want?
wizard.
Do you want Tourmaline to stay where they are?
Yeah, he's the barbarian.
Yeah, he should be up front.
Yeah.
Well, Jebabu's also a barbarian. Okay. Well, yeah. All right.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Jebber was also blind.
So, would you guys want Tourmaline to move first, or would you want to kind of move
Yes.
around? Okay. Tourmaline kind of seems to move forward and looks around, and they seem to kind of look back to you. And they seem to, but the predictions in terms of the sea lions are true. Um, Lions of the sea, but they can see some other stuff. There's a, well, they, actually, let me see. They see some things they didn't see just because of distance, and seem to notice a hag. There's some bodies in a room, some kind of figures blocking it. There's a really horrible frog-like creature way back there. But initially, before you get all to the weird stuff in that side room, there appears to be a large watery figure. Um, Kind of resembling like a small giant. Looking back at you, it has a calm expression and seems to initially just look at Sardonyx. But they kind of raise their hand as to like signal like a halt sign, but still stays quiet. Sardonyx would look back to Drott and kind of then look back to the thing. What should I do? What should I do?
Speak,
Do
vile
I-
water woman.
They seem to stay quiet for a little bit. And then they start to slowly approach. Do you let them?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just check something quick. Right. They seem to kind of like have a slight windy sound as they approach, but they seem to be made of like water and mist and little bits of like air and water converging. They what exactly they are is a little uncertain. Um and in bits of their body there's like you see like little parts of them are a little darker than others, looking kind of odd or even abnormal, like their purified form is tainted almost. Albeit it's hard to really tell um, what that could really indicate. Um, but as they move, their body starts to become partially mist, and like sometimes when they move their arm, it just becomes fully like vapor. But they do begin to just move a little closer. They lower their hand, and then they speak gently. and quietly, but certainly audibly. What are you searching for? Why are you here? I can tell you where you need to go in regards to where you need to be, in regards to what your goal is.
I want to see the hags.
Which ones? Please be specific.
Second.
Otherwise, violence will occur. But not necessarily from me, but perhaps from me.
Gritskilpa.
Gritskilpa. Wait, let me just check. Uh, Gritskilpa. Yes, I believe they are ahead. They are checking out something within the Temple of Iran. If you intend to just do that, perhaps Brasik will leave you alone. If I stay with you as you walk along these waters, the outcome will be safe for you, perhaps. For Brasik clearly is a little worried of the presence of people such as you. That doesn't mean she won't attack you if you try to meddle in her affairs. What will it be? I'll give you a second to respond, and then I have something to say.
I was kind of waiting for anyone else to interject.
I mean, we just want to go where we're going.
Yeah.
I got turned to stone not long ago. Don't want to have that happen again.
Quiet down, please. Unless your goals are not what I thought they were. I'm merely a guard. My choices are limited, but I can make the good choices.
Why are you a guard?
I don't fully know, but my body is not fully my own.
Do
I've
you
been
want to
tainted
be
by a
here?
poison of uncertainty.
Are you
Oh.
from this plane?
I believe I once was, but I ascended beyond my normative form to
I
guard
can
this
take you
place
back
for
to where
others.
you previously were if you agree to something.
But I was previously was here. I was made to guard here, but I was tainted, and now I guard here, not through my own wishes, but through the wishes of others.
See, you seem awfully elemental.
That is true.
So like which?
My body has been changed through circumstance. For once I was a cloud giant, and now I am more than that, and potentially less than that. My muscles are gone. My bones are gone. I am but water and mist, and the poisons and toxins that have been placed upon me by I seem not to be able to say.
Can I like try something?
You are by speaking loud. Are you trying to get the attention of those whom are of the hag kind and my
I will
guards?
slowly scuttle closer.
How loud is Drought talking?
Not very loud.
You said very loud?
I said not very loud.
Okay, okay. Well, either way, this is a place that's clearly kind of echoey in terms of conditions. So if you aren't careful, whatever, if you speak loud enough, it will definitely echo. But even you even have to be careful for your whispers. It's like kind of, I mean, with talking normally, I guess.
I will
Albeit,
try to use prestidigitation to cleanse her of the poisons.
all these people are not looking in your direction at the moment. These creatures potentially are, but they're not seeming to do anything as of yet.
I will try to use prestidigitation to cleanse her of the poisons.
It's only a matter of time before something does it. Okay, what does present? Okay,
I can clean and I can instantly clean an object no longer than 1 foot cube. So like I just like it's kind of like
okay, yeah. Well, so on one end, like if you were to do that with a person, you wouldn't be able to do that because it's not like you're gonna reach their like intestines. But this thing you technically can, but they're also way bigger than that. Okay. They move a little closer so you can try to do that.
I
Um,
I will attempt to use shape water to isolate the toxins before purifying it. Then
okay, that seems to help a little bit. It's hard to do now, because of the nature of doing that, given circumstances, um, it might make some sounds which are not as typical as this refined creature's kind of doing, which might make some splashing sounds. I'm gonna have you do an Arcana check to kind of gauge how well Draught is on like the physics of sound and water to see if they can do that in a way that doesn't make a lot of noise.
oh
Unless
we
you feel
mama.
that's well, unless you feel like should just be able to do that without making a lot of noise. If you feel like that's kind of bullshit of me.
I imagine I'm
But
moving the water like within her body, so that it shouldn't
okay,
really be
okay, good point.
noise generated.
Because I feel like if you're moving a lot of water out of her body, it might make a lot of noise.
No, what I'm doing
I
with
feel like
shape water
you're
is moving the contaminated to like fit within the requirements of the
okay.
precipitation.
Okay.
Trying to get it all in one big gloop.
Given their body's mostly water, um, this is something you actually can probably do. Um, does it require you to touch them
No,
or no? Yeah, actually, wait. Of course it didn't. Precipitation is not that like specific. Okay. What do you? So you seem to have separated this toxin of sorts.
I will, and like I said, I will press this station to try and cleanse it
Okay.
because it's a dirty water. I clean the water.
Oh, wait. Actually, there's one thing I screwed up on. Um, I missed. Okay, wait. Before that, I just want to state one quick thing, which is Gretskilba is in the wrong place. I got the names confused. I feel really shitty. Or I can. I'll let you decide. Do you want me to just keep with that or no?
I just keep with it. Why not?
There's a lot of reasons why not. Um,
I mean,
I
don't do
guess
that.
then we.
The guardian can always be actually wrong.
well, yeah, okay. What I'll say this is they kind of go back to you, and now once you seem to cure them, they look to you. Thank you for freeing me. I understand the circumstances now. I think I lied to you earlier. It was not my intention. Gritskilba is not in the Temple of Ran. They are deeper in their own, in a layer of sorts. Indoor, but not in these aquatic passages.
So would
They
you be willing
are,
to help?
yes, they are by, at least from my understanding, some kind of portal room that portal goes to an icy place, but not the worse icy place, I believe. As in, um, not Helheim, but I think Wait, meta-wise, is Svartalheim the snow place? The icy place? Yeah.
Jotunheim.
No, not Jotunheim. That's a giant place.
Muspelheim, I thought.
I thought Muspelheim was the fire.
No, that's Niflheim.
No, Niflheim's the snow place. No, Muspelheim is the fire. Niflheim's the thing I'm thinking of.
Huh? Close enough.
Niflheim. Okay, yeah. Niflheim is the snow place. Yeah, Niflheim, I believe.
Right.
If you continue forth, you'll find a different of the horrid creatures. Gritzgilba Vraskev is certainly not there, but Skragilfa the Wicked, that is who resides beyond. And I
Would you
believe
be
they
willing
are.
to help us?
Yes. I think a combination of them cursed me, albeit Grechilda seemed to have created this toxin, but I believe it was Skragilfa who applied it to me.
Well, let's show him hell then.
Oh, that's my choice. I believe Verbrasik still will assume the circumstances, and I could have you quietly move along here, and then I could sneak in with you. Or we can fight Brasik now. She has a number of corpses along her. She's intending on making new people, I believe, as she said.
I feel like it would be best to take her out so she doesn't come up behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brasik is afraid of you, I believe. She's unlikely to do that unless your plan is to harm her. Albeit it's possible she may have something of interest for you. I don't know.
Well,
Not
she's a
all
hag.
the
She's gonna
bodies
die.
she has are dead, I believe. Some in a pile may be living.
Well, she's a hag. She's gonna die. How else will I be able to use this place? For the great and mighty Cobalt Kingdom.
That's an interesting choice. There are some kobolds here, but not many. They hide in the shadows. Some are controlled by hags, whereas others are on their own, albeit it's been a while since I've seen any of them. A long while, but not that long of a while. Anyway, is it violence or silence? Which one do you say?
Violence.
Violence.
Upon hearing that, um, I think it'd be reasonable that Tourmaline is going to dive into the water and start to move towards shit. Do you guys go forward into combat?
No, how deep is the water?
You aren't sure.
But keep in mind, my character has frozen ice skates.
Oh yeah, you do. Did I set
Matter-wise,
rules
how is it
how
going to affect the elemental?
Wait, question. I forget how that works. Does it literally freeze? It doesn't freeze the whole area. I thought it just froze where you walked, and then like
Yeah.
moves
Yeah.
If you literally like, you could probably if you like tried to ride. Are you asking in the sense that you think it might harm the elemental if you get too close to
Yeah.
it, or are you asking like you want to ride on the elemental and give it like ice armor or something?
I was thinking in the way of I didn't want to I did not want to hurt the elemental.
Okay, yeah, you're not sure if it will hurt the elemental or not. It could be, since it be freezing some of its body, it possibly could, or it could just limit its mobility a little bit. You're not sure. Either way, if you're moving into this position, I'd say there's a higher chance that we'll see. I'll be your stealth. So what do you do? Given you have a short period of time because Tourmaline's about to dive into the water and make a splash. Or dive into the water, maybe not make, well, we'll see. Dive into the water and like rush for the creatures. Are you initiating combat, or are you just kind of, or not? That's what I'm asking.
Hey, we combat. There's
Okay.
nothing really can do to get prepared.
Okay, so you walk around here, loud enough to kind of see. Tourmaline dives into the water. What do y'all? Okay, roll initiative. I did not have many D&D Beyond things pulled up as I thought I would. So let me just, it might take me a little bit longer than I was intending to.
Anyway, while that's happening, I will go grab a drink. I'll be back in a second.
Cheers.
Let me now pull up initiative. Okay. Snowcap, do you know how to roll initiative now, or no?
Yes. I
Yeah,
was
you
just
click your something.
looking
So
at something.
I
I
feel like
know.
that's a rude way of me saying it. Sorry. I meant that. I don't know why I framed it that way. Sorry. I just meant if you knew how to. When you click the token, it'll roll of initiative on this. Yay.
I
Okay. So I'm just apologizing because I feel like I said that in a way that could be construed as rude. Okay. Event in there. Okay. And I'll have some battle music in a second. Let me just. Oh, I have two. Wait, do I have two things of D&D Beyond? Roll 20 open. Okay. Let's see.
Anyway, I'm back. Oh.
All right,
And
everyone
there
ready?
may be more. Yeah, there may be slightly more than what's shown, but in terms of things that would be more noticeable, at least initially, in terms of movement shit. Let me just determine this. Oh, it's
Jevaboo?
machine.
Oh, me.
Did everyone roll initiative? I'm about to roll initiative for one
Jevaboo
last
didn't.
thing. Jeff will roll initiative.
Hang on, I'm bringing my sheet back up. It did not. Did it go? There we go.
Okay, I'll now correct the initiative and put it in order. And
Oh damn, that sucks.
there we go. Okay, you go first. And let me put in some actual
hey,
music. This is not just drippy stuff.
okay.
Uh,
I don't know why it didn't record which spells I used last time. I think it was Binding Ice.
yeah, you're supposed to. You kind of. I don't think it auto records it. You gotta input it manually. Well,
Yeah, I thought it did.
it's in terms of the spell slots. But oh, you mean in terms of its special ability? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on you. There's not. I don't think I set it up to record anything special.
No, no,
Unless
no, no, no. I thought I like manually did it myself.
okay. But I believe it was. I think it was Mighty Guys. Okay. All right. What do you guys do?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I will ask you if you're not certain. I'm gonna go to the next person.
Okay, I am going to use um 1, 2. How many like characters can I like shoot through?
In terms of what, do you have an ability that lets you shoot through enemies, and I forgot about that?
Oh no, I was
Do
just
you have the sharpshooter feat?
yep.
Wait, does the sharpshooter feat let you have piercing damage? I'm confused.
It
What?
lets you
No,
ignore
I'm not talking about
cover.
piercing damage. I'm talking about like
Okay. This is like a good maybe like 10, like around 10 feet above. Oh, first of all, oh wait, you can stay there. This is maybe like 5 feet above from the water. Um, this would be more like 10. So you could probably hit some of these guys, but definitely these two fellows. But you could probably definitely hit some of these people. With the angling, I'm not entirely certain you could get in here, but maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably, with the angling, you could probably get it really awkward, but you could probably get that. These rocks are only slightly out of the water.
So if I like moved here, then I could if I moved here, I would probably be able to hit
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah. Also, I just realized I didn't roll initiative for Nautilus or Tourmaline. I'll do it.
Okay, all right. So because I am
Do you attack or what? I don't want to.
yes, I am gonna use my bow.
Okay.
They haven't found a.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I sorry, just things. I'm gonna go and attack this creature. Oh shit! I need to. Uh, uh,
I'm going to. This is taking. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I'm gonna give you a couple more seconds, and then I'm gonna go to the next thing. I'm not sure what's going on, but I can't. I can't
it's
justify
because my
taking like
fucking
this
my
long to
character
do a
sheets
turn.
are not connected for some reason.
Okay. I could. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure why. I'll look at it in a second. But me. I'm gonna. I kind of wanted to give you this first thing because that will really indicate how things will happen. So, because I want, but I also don't want to have. I don't want to kind of screw over people if you're taking too long. Not to say that that would entirely do that. I don't mean that in a rude way, but just check something. Let's see what's going on. Can you not just roll a attack or what? Were you trying to do a what? What kind of attack were you attempting to do? Like a normal one or a sharpshooter attack? Hello?
Snowcap, what are you actually attempting to do?
Okay, I'm just gonna. You there? Okay. Um, Brasik. I'll say that. We'll do something. You guys kind of moving up. Brasik kind of moves her head and starts to kind of move forward to kind of looking past a little, kind of grabbing the shoulder of the orc guard she has, looking at you. You clearly indicating like Snowcap's getting closer to like do shit. She sees
And my internet.
you. Okay. Oh, your internet. Okay, good. I found. Okay. So your turn then. Okay. You there?
Well, Roll20 is not loading on the computer now.
I can roll your attack for you. What attack were you attempting to do?
Yeah.
What was it? Just a bow attack or?
Yeah, bow attack, at advantage because dreaded ambusher,
Okay.
with sneak attack. And I think there's one other thing that can be added because it's
You said with sharpshooter or just dread ambusher? Were you doing sharpshooter or no?
dread ambusher, sneak attack.
Okay, dread ambusher, sneak attack, mining stone, retreat. Oh, hunter's aim. Okay.
Oh, never mind. I think I can roll it now.
Wait, oh, I just did. Okay. Well, you can use that roll, or you roll your own. And so sorry, I apologize for having a starting go.
Well, I'm gonna roll again
Roll
anyway
it again.
because of
Multi attack.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, then roll. Okay, that attack hits. You manage to fire an arrow that hits them in the back of their elbow. It looks really uncomfortable. Do you fire another arrow?
Yeah.
Okay, roll it or I will.
Uh,
Unless you don't, you can roll it unless you can't roll it.
yeah.
Okay, that also hits. Where do you want that arrow to hit? They're currently looking away from you.
Again, the same creature over here.
Wait, creature over you were aiming this person,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay. Okay.
And I get to take one more. I get to take one more because again, first turn.
I forgot you could do that. Oh, it is true. Okay. And okay, you fire again. That one also hits. Assuming it's also supposed to be advantage. Is it?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. You've landed several arrows in this thing. One of them in their elbows, others in other locations. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Rasik is angered. They turn around. They thought the circumstances were set up. They knew they had an idea of what the mist creature would say. Things clearly didn't work out in the way they were hoping. They kind of move forward, put their kind of hand on the shoulder of the orc, and they stare at you. And it's clear they are extremely pissed off, which kind of sets the tone for what's about to happen. Let's see. They seem to look at you and seem to like point their finger at you as if they were like going to do something at you, or at least cast a spell of sorts. And you see this strange ray fire directly at you. Let me see. Let's see if it hits. Okay, that's not how I thought that would count. Alright. What's their thing? Okay. They seem to cast this ray of energy blasting at you, Snowcap, and it seems to just miss. And they look even more angry. Their mouth forms this horrific frown, and they're like begin bleeding from their gums. They kind of move back a little bit and just grind their mouth a little bit, and some teeth fall out of pure just distaste for you. Tourmaline dives out from the water and is about to beat the shit out of this theoretically innocent creature. They seem to actually no, sorry, ignore the rage. They'll go in for a bite and 2 strikes. I believe they use a bite as a bonus action. And they seem to kind of mash this thing, maybe more than it deserved. Albeit clearly these were guard creatures that weren't necessarily as forced here as well as our Mist Golem friend, or as Misty friend. But they do unleash a nasty bit of anger, kind of in the same kind of veil of terror that this hag unleashed you, just off the music. But yeah. A little moment of circumstances to ride. The creature's not dead, but it's Tourmaline's like ripped into it a bit, kind of mashed into its spine. It's not doing great. It's going to try to like fight back, but it's not doing great. It seems to like miss most of its attacks. It doesn't even hit her. It freaks out and tries to like run a bit to move out of the way. To get over here, but Tourmaline manages to hit it again, damaging it even greater. It looks really injured. And is like kind of making these like nasty, uncomfortable squeals. Draw, your turn. Make it some more intensive music.
Bump. Oh wait, what the fuck am I doing? I fly. I fucking fly.
Take me with you. I weigh like 12 pounds.
Fuck off. I'm like, I think I'm actually 12 pounds, like, away from being over encumbered on the fucking broom.
DM, can I spend 2 boon points to lose a pound?
No.
Aww.
I will fly my broom over here.
Let's try this. This will be some interesting music. Okay.
I will fly over here and I will fucking... I will attack the thing next to me with my funny little claw. Right, never mind. A 13. Ian, does that hit?
Yes? No, it's not. A 13 misses, sadly.
Well, I will swipe at it again.
Okay.
22.
That hits. How'd you like to kill it?
That's only the damage.
I know.
I just slash it. It bleeds out.
It's Tourmaline already did most of the damage to this thing.
Yeah, dog. I killed it.
Albeit, okay. The one next to it looks like it's. Oh, I didn't mean to make it like that. Looks to be in a better state physically than the one you killed. Even prior to being injured. So
Have
maybe
no
that
more
wall
movement.
goes down easily. But yeah, you're flying what, like right above the water, or like 5 feet above it.
Or like 5 feet.
Okay.
And as my bonus action, I will do this.
Okay.
I
How would you
fucking
like to theme that?
Oh no, it's just a buff. I
I know. How would you like to theme it? Doesn't it look like something?
uh
As in, I'll let you have it.
tiny,
coming up in
tiny little like buzzing serpents start swarming around him.
Okay. Like those little snakes that glide in like Indonesia with the big buzzing noises. Okay, I like that. Okay.
Like their scales buzzing.
That does not do what I thought it did. I thought
That
that
is because it just showed you the thing instead of showing you the actual thing.
what? Okay, I see. Yeah, what does it give you advantage on like charisma? Sorry, it gives you advantage like persuasion checks and then like something else. What?
That is
That's not. What?
yeah. It's being funky. We love it being
Okay.
funky.
Yeah, you might not need to make your character sheet in Roll20, so this is kind of hard to maneuver around.
Basically, they take 5 feet if they start the turn. They take 5 poison damage if they start the turn within 5 feet of me.
Okay. Well, this thing's going to. It's now its enemy's turn. Is going to kind of slide around the rocks and kind of jump a little at you. Not in a full leap or something. It could do a leap. It's not doing one now. To try and gnaw at you a little bit.
AC 17, by the way.
It seems to miss with its first claw, but its second claw misses as well. It manages to bite for 22, like kind of shutting its like mouth out into you a little bit. For around 13 piercing damage. And it's going to
Ooh.
stay in its place. And it's at the start of its turn, it will take damage, you said?
Yes, it'll take 5 poison damage.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Okay. I'm gonna change me a couple again. Sorry about inconsistent usage, but I want to keep it something interesting. What is the thing I had? Let's do this. This will be fun. Oh, it's a longer version of it. There we go. Okay. Normalness will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And they'll then to get a better kind of understanding of the area, they'll move a little farther. Do a dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Jivu, it's your turn. It's clear that Brasik is maybe not one of the strongest hacks here, but they're definitely angry. What do you do?
We're going to move in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The mist creature is going to. Oh god, is going to look
Sorry.
at you briefly and just simply say, "The water is deeper than it looks. I could never have just simply guided you through it. That was the circumstance of the poison. Be careful. It is deep."
Okay, then 1, 2. Is there enough space on this ledge for me to go?
I'd say just
Like,
barely. Yeah.
Like right
I
past
mean-
Norlis?
Yeah, you can do it. It'd be a little awkward, but you can do it. You'd have to be walking through some allies. This is an ally, so yeah, you could do it.
Okay. Right there. Can't really see anything. Alright, that's gonna be my turn.
Okay. The wait. Front. There we go. Oh shit! I made a. There we go. Okay. All right. The orc, which is a little slightly non-typical for an orc, in terms of its visual, but it's mostly an orc. Might be an orog or something, given its height and temperament. Seems to ready a bow to, or actually not a bow, sorry, a javelin to throw at some of you. It tries to throw a javelin at Draught and just misses terribly. They kind of like mash their the back of their other hand against like their pauldron, just kind of looking angered and upset with their failure. The harpy besides them seems to kind of move up. It's their time to do shit, and they kind of grin and chuckle in a unhelpful and kind of nasty manner, and start to fly a little bit, landing along right here, and then kind of beginning to uncomfortably kind of clap their hands, looking towards Snowcap, as they attempt to sing. But then as they start to kind of do anything, they kind of like close their mouth and they look around, and they kind of like their head kind of shifts in different ways, and it's almost like something's preventing them or not okay with them attempting to even do that, and their lower jaw just seems to fall off, and they start to kind of like, they look around to the hag, and the hag kind of just like shifts its hands like it doesn't know what's going on, and it kind of starts to rummage its like kind of its feathery arms against its like, you know, neck and body, getting blood on it, just looking upset and unclear, then looking at you, Snowcap, assuming you've caused this. Yagrum, your turn.
I will run over here. I'm not sure I know how much I can do. Bonus action dash to about here. And yeah, fuck, I can't really do much.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just stand on the ice till Snowcap's walked further. And I'll just follow him. Yep.
Okay. Alright. Wait. Shit. Oh, you're behind there. Okay. Here, I'll make you, to front. Okay, pretty good. Alright. The Mist Hulk is now going to go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. It will look at the, harpy in kind of an uncertain look. It looks to, Yagrum and Snowcap, and it to kind of get some indication of if it should actually, you know, hurt the harpy or just let it kind of live in misery. Do Yagrum and Snowcap, what facial expressions or quick briefs of indication do you give?
Just kind of like I look at the harp and kind of go like you know, the like sound digester of like putting your like sliding your hand across the neck.
Well,
I throw my maul around. I pretend to swing my maul.
well, the misty creature, whose name has not been given, calmly kind of moves its hands together, and suddenly, in a very not so calm manner, begins to slam their body and arms of water at the creature. Some of your lower body and back becomes mist as so much of water kind of condenses along their hands as intensive slamming attacks are mashed against the harpy, resulting in it being splattered across the rock and its blood, dripping and oozing into the water, making it a mild red. The bugbear, which seems to be a spellcaster of sorts, is looking rather upset about the circumstance. And looks really angry at the Mist Golem. And seems to kind of use its staff in hand to try to shoot some bolts of some form. One being targeted towards the Mist Golem, and one towards, I'll say, Snowcap. They both miss. Wait, let me see. Let me check. Let me make sure this AC is what I think it is. Yeah, they both miss.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. They kind of look to the orc, and they just kind of look around, and they're like, fuck. And they kind of start to move to the side a little bit, and then start to move back. Now, the really spooky creature's gonna move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Kind of blocking the path a little bit, so giving Rossik some breathing room to some extent. And you see this creature that some of you have seen before, or at least not the specific one. Nornalness and Jevaboo would recognize this thing as being a Banderhob. The Banderhob seems to look around a bit, and then seems to kind of note that the room is dark, largely. There's some shadows, there's some light from here that is there's a little torch on the wall, I'd say. And there's some light that's being pressed from, Jevaboo. But this creature seems to kind of, go along a little bit, and seems to shift its body in a strange manner, kind of its form diluting, as it seems to what you could only describe as, well, teleport, moving over here, kind of taking its action to do so, but then as it kind of sticks in the shadow, it begins to kind of hide, or attempt to hide, kind of making it a little hard to see to some degree into the darkness, albeit not that bad. Kind of trying to at least disguise its body and blend into the rockwork, which it does okay to a decent degree. It won't fool everyone, but it'll fool some people. Snowcap, what do you do?
Well, guess who's getting Arrow Central again? It's Arrow Central time, baby. Wait, what are the conditions for advantage again?
Dependent, depends on circumstance. If you're in melee and there is another person on the other side of the creature, you get advantage for that. In terms of ranged attacks, it kind of varies. If there's certain spells cast upon it, then you're good. I forget in terms of if it doesn't know you're there, I forget if that actually gives you advantage. Depends on circumstance. I don't just from my understanding, the if there's an ally next to them, I don't think you get advantage with ranged attacks, right?
No, you don't.
Yeah, that's what I was understanding. That's my I was iffy because I was afraid I was like misinterpreting something. But yeah, that's the case. So yeah,
Well,
if
again,
it,
just I guess a
I feel like I'm forgetting something, but like
why the
do you
fuck is it 23
do you,
plus 2?
do you have like a rogue ability that would give you advantage against enemies in a certain context or something?
No, it's not an advantage. It's just like, why is it?
Huh? I thought that's what you asked.
You might have a steady aim.
I believe they do, ooh, or something. They have some. Well, I think they do.
Hover
But
over
why
and
it
shows
shouldn't be
archery.
23 plus 2.
You hover over and it shows you the archery.
Yeah, you have archery on. That's fine. That's normal. That's how it's in. That's how it's doing it. Yeah. Okay. Well, those both hit. What are you attacking? That's a good thing
Again,
to.
the same creature.
Okay. Well, you did quite a bit of damage to them last time, and they're not liking that at all. But it's definitely stacking a bit. They have now like what, like 5 arrows in them. They are not looking good, and they are angry as shit. Is that your turn?
I'm also gonna move uh to this space.
Can I use my reaction to just kind of hang on to him and slide along?
All I'm gonna say is you don't have any ice skates.
Yeah, that's why I'm holding
But-
on to him.
I think you could use your reaction to do that. Maybe I would accept that, unless you feel like that's kind of
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like that works. Yeah.
Yeah, that works. It's cool too.
Is there no way you can draw it while being behind your token? I don't know. There should be. Maybe I can do that. Either way, I can keep putting
It's
you in the
free.
front. Okay. All right. I'll say that you used you used your reaction to do that. And where do you? Okay. By the way, Snowcap, is that as far as you moved up?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Um.
Wait. I'm actually gonna move up slightly to here.
Okay.
Ian, could you move my token? I'm currently not on my PC.
I know. I did. I actually did that
thank
already.
you.
I
Thank
did
you,
before you
thank
even asked. Okay. The hag starts to kind of move, and they kind of shift their body in an unnatural manner, and it looks like their injuries are still there, and some of the arrows fall out, and some of them just crack and they're still in there. But they kind of slam their body a little bit against the wall, and they look at you. Your actions are regretful. As they begin to seem to dissipate into, in some way. It's unclear if they turned invisible or went somewhere else or what, but they don't appear to be in that place anymore, and it's rather odd. Their form is not seemingly present, but it's not clear if they're invisible or something else, and they did have kind of a smell to them. And while there is plenty of smelly things in the room, but it's not that obvious.
Ooh, it's gonna be fun
Clear.
with. Wait, can Tourmaline still smell them?
Okay, it's Tourmaline's turn. Tourmaline cannot smell them. They are not there, or really anywhere that they can sense. Tourmaline is going to kind of look around and then notice while they send around the large Banderhob and is going to try to do some shit. Tourmaline will punch the shit out of this and like use some claws a little bit and bite and have some fun. And they're doing okay. They're making some good hits. smacking at this thing's like knees, just doing regular tourmaline circumstances, or I say circumstances, yeah, normal tourmaline circumstantial combat. Let's go with that. Yeah. Let's just keep it in the place I had it. But yeah. Actually, I'll move it back to the case of obviousness. Okay. Now that thing's dead. It's Strut's turn.
It's my turn. I'm gonna swipe at the thing next to me with me little claws and roll a fucking 2. Well,
No.
that's my turn.
Yeah. It's still angry at you, so it's going to try to
It takes 5 poison damage.
You're right, it does. If it had something next to it that was alive, it had pack tactics, but it doesn't. It could swim. Wait, but it's not gonna do that either. It's going to try to bite you and then claw you some more. Okay. It a 14 misses. First claw 7 misses really bad, almost claws itself. And then a 25 assumedly hits. Hitting
Yeah.
you for 13 damage. Claw like dragging its claw that's arguably larger. It's the creature's larger than you, to be clear. And yeah, make your token a little smaller. I'm gonna have to keep your default token a little bit smaller. Kind of smacking against your or more so rasping against your side of your body, kind of mashing into the armor a little bit and causing some severe pain. Normalist sees this, is going to try to do something in terms of their normalist. Normalist normal sees. How about that? Let's go. Okay, let's see, where's the sheet? Hidden. Sorry, I thought I had their sheet up. That is not wanting to load well. Because they have a lot of stuff on there. But they're going to cast Firebolt. And it seems to hit the creature. Next to you, Draught, doing some decent damage to it.
Yeah.
Alright. Jevu, your turn.
Okay. Going to cast Wild Shape on myself. I'm gonna turn myself into
You're a little loud, by the way.
Loud.
Actually, I'll just do it on my end. Albeit, at least for me, you're a little loud.
Let me make sure.
I
I'm
have you at
using my mic real
200%.
quick.
That's why. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna Wild Shape into the into the big woolly centipede,
Oh,
and then
okay. Do you have a token for that? Did I make you a thing for that? I hope so.
I don't think
I don't
we
know
do.
if I did. Okay. We'll just. What size
That's
class
fine.
is it?
It'd be just regular size, so I can just use the cat time token.
Sure. Okay. I have a centipede token I can give you. Not a caterpillar one though.
We don't have to do it right now.
Okay. But yeah, you can just use a cat for the time being.
Okay.
You have access to that, though, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
I just put it on. Let me get rid of Jevy Boo.
So Jevu's now a big fuzzy caterpillar.
I'm going to
Wow.
use more movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's like a children's book, but it's Philo.
6.
Very hungry caterpillar.
Your pro legs aren't working all that well in the ice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm kind of slipping around, walking like I got like kitten mittens on. That'll be my turn then.
Okay. All right. The harpy's dead. Yagrum, what do you do?
I purposely made the ice pathway so that you would just like be on the maybe be on the rock and like get across.
Yeah, I would try to get on the rock. I
There's,
take
like-
it this would still be like difficult
Yeah.
terrain for that one hex.
Yeah. Keep in mind the water is like deep, so or it's seemingly deep. You don't know the water depth. So do you walk into the water or no? Or do you try to jump?
I think I'd try to jump it.
Okay. Let's see. Jumping is like. For some reason, I want to believe a 5-foot jump entails no additional movement than just that, but let me just check. Your strength determines how far you can jump. Long jump, you cover. Okay, no, I just want a high jump. When you make a high jump, you leap into the air a number of feet. Equals the strength modifier. If you move at least 10 feet on the foot immediately after a jump. Okay, so you just did a jump. I guess you're fine. I think that's how it works. There's mechanics for like specialized jumps. I don't think just doing like a short jump necessarily entails anything.
I would
I
say,
think.
by the fact that I'm that close, I would say it's maybe just a quick hop.
Yeah, that's how I was kind of viewing it anyway with the terrain. Actually, keep in mind, literally right here, you could just jump right there and not even jump there. You can literally move directly from here onto wherever the dead uh harpy is. You don't even necessarily need to move unless you don't want to step on its corpse.
I'll do it like that then.
Okay.
I'll step on the corpse. I guess make that quick little hop. That's 10 feet. How high would you say is this little like wood?
It's about 5 feet above the water. Albeit there is a creature right in front of you.
Yeah, I'd like to take a attack on that one. But first, I would actually like to use my bonus action to use my channel divinity, which allows me to poison my weapon.
Ooh. I don't
So,
think
yeah.
you've used that before. Or at least not in a while. I don't remember it.
I haven't used it yet. And I would attack this thing.
Okay, make your attack.
Yes, sir. 9.
Okay, that includes. Ooh. Does that include the poison damage? I don't think so. Or unless the
That
additional
includes
bludgeoning is.
everything.
Okay. All right. That's a
And
lot of.
7 is.
damage. It's wait. Okay, yeah. It's not dead, but it's looking really bad.
Second attack.
It's like. Oh wow. Okay, yeah.
23.
It's dead. How'd you want to kill it?
First hit with the mole is kind of like an uppercut, getting it out in the air. The second is like a baseball swing, just hitting it and trying to get it like trying to hit it against this. Get done. Trying to hit it against this orc.
Home run.
Yeah. To roll a Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna have you use just because this is like the most underused fucking thing. And this is obviously keep in mind this is homebrew style. You know, this isn't a typical way to use this. Roll sleight of hand.
Oh fuck yeah!
This is probably I think arguably athletics probably be a more reasonable way to do this, but I want to kind of because it's kind of integrated in a weird way. I feel like that'd be a fun way to do it. Albeit maybe this is a very weird choice for it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say it does bash into the orc a little bit.
Fuck yeah!
I'm not saying it won't. It'll. I'll say it will push him back a little bit. and get some of its blood on him. Okay. Well, you're bashing the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
hitting it in the air and knocking it back to the orc.
All right.
And then I would use the rest of my movement, which would actually get me
You could.
right here. Oh, no,
Yeah,
wait.
I'll say this would be like do that. You kind
Right
of
here.
do a mild jump and start to climb up that 5 feet thing a little bit, and then you kind of move into place. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I move myself back 5 feet. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okay. The large mist creature seems to kind of glide up a little bit, moving forth a little bit, and starts to kind of get up here briefly, and begins to slam the orc, or the orog, if you want to call it that. It has some other things it can do, but it doesn't want to kind of get you guys involved in the circumstance. So it's doing some more simplistic means of attack, which are seemingly effective. It misses once, but actually doesn't. Yeah, it misses once, but seems to try to get another hit. And the hit almost looks like it's gonna hit, but it seems to be the orc's armor is a little bit better than you'd think. Additionally, when you notice the orc's armor, one of its pauldrons seems to have a handle on it, which seems kind of weird. Okay. Then the mist creature seems to kind of realize it might make it difficult for certain creatures to kind of get up there if it wishes to, and starts to kind of slide off a little bit, moving over here, getting opportunity attack, but the orc seems to miss. Now, the bugbear goes up, and they look kind of upset about the whole thing, and they look around, they see the circumstances. They are mad. They seem to cast a spell. Ball of fire! Fire of ball! You will be... Rhyming's not my thing. And they seem to cast a spell known as Fireball from this position right here. So anything within 20 feet.
Counterspell.
Oh, you have counterspell as a warlock?
Yeah.
I forgot they did. Okay. This is just a typical third level
I
fireball. So you can
yeah.
just do it. Yeah. You don't need to. Okay. You counterspell it, and like the fire forms, but doesn't blast like it normally does. It just kind of dissipates instead of like because fireball in D&D for context real quick isn't like a firebolt. Fireball is like they summon like a ball of fire somewhere, and then that fire spews out in all directions. And that's how that kind of works. Which is I like it, but I kind of feel like there's like this expectation that it would work differently just based off like the name. But
I mean, it works like a IRL fireball.
Yeah, I mean that is true. Yeah, but they look real upset about it. Ew, who did that? Who did that? Ugh. Then they start to look back in the room and try to see anything they can use to make the situation better, and they start to walk back a little bit. The Banner Hob kind of looks around a little bit, and how do we do this? Oh crap! Ooh, that light's gone, so now they're going to move. Teleport. Right here, standing between the two rocks. looking directly at Snowcap. Snowcap, your turn.
Damn, they died.
No?
They are currently muted.
No, Snowcap, you're muted.
Oh shit. I am gonna use my rabbit hop to move over here, which does not provoke an opportunity attack. And I am going to shoot with my bow.
Okay. Oh, you shoot this thing? Oh yeah, of
Yep.
course.
The
That seems to hit. You get an arrow lodged into its lower mouth. And another
and
towards, I guess, its nose or nostril. Okay. Oh. That did not do as much. Oh, you rolled 4, but okay. Yeah. Okay, that's 16 damage total. Is that your turn?
yep.
Okay. Did you were given your location? That would be a opportunity attack, by the way.
No, it wouldn't
It
be
would
because
be.
of rabbit hop.
Ah. Okay. It doesn't do after. Okay. Cool. I must have missed you saying that. Actually, I certainly did. You probably, whatever. But yeah. Oh shit! I just realized I haven't checked my phone in a while. People might order food. Let me check something. Okay. Let's see. Um, it's going to use its reaction to rip out one of its eyes and throw it at you, Snowcap. And okay. Hmm. Roll 1d10.
Okay.
Okay. It seems to miss and just seems to slide onto the ice. Then it seems to like pop. Like it clearly didn't hit you. If it hit you, it might have been more effective or something else might have happened. But the strange like gas seems to leak up right behind you, Snowcap. Roll a con save.
Okay. Let me do that.
Okay, you are now asleep.
Honk shoe.
Okay. Now something fun gets to happen. Okay, let me just check this. Okay. Do you have the spell Protection from Evil and Good cast on you? I'm assuming not, but just in case, do you? This would be a simple yes or no. Silence means no. And you're also not in a magic circle. Okay. You seem to have really bad dreams. They are really not fun. Like, they are, you see, like, people who could be your parents just, like, kind of greet you, but then they kind of melt into nothing. You recall seeing, various people you know of, I guess, more specifically, where's the what's their name? Inham, who you just look up to you, kind of like just seem to turn their back from you and kind of look back, and half their face is missing, and they give you the middle finger, and they're like they're like, which becomes like a skeletal hand as they kind of like begin to dissipate, and then, but rather than like turn fully to dust, or just, it looks like they're like, about to like turn to dust and flow in the wind, but then like time kind of re-ramps, and this time their skeletal form and their nasty, almost zombified body seems to be strengthened, or that's not a word, become empowered, and they look like a Draugr. You will take, let's see, okay, well, nothing. You're just having a bad dream, but if this happens for a while, then bad shit's gonna happen.
Which is weird because like that is a con save because I have a feature uh
Where if you fall asleep?
no, like that would be like
Oh shit.
it would be in the spirit of this, but
Um,
I mean,
okay.
it's not altering your mind. It's just giving you a bad dream.
If the bad dream like was long enough, it would actually do something.
yeah.
But yeah. Albeit I as the DM could just say it happens faster because this is a powerful hag, but I'll say it needs a little bit longer, but it's not gonna take as long as normal. Okay. Okay. Tourmaline is going to kind of move around, look around. It's a little bit unhappy about the better hop. They kind of look in the distance towards this direction because they realize that clearly this is making some noise, and so whatever they had interest in this direction is probably gonna do something. So they almost look like they want to dive in the water and move away, but they decide to stay around and go after the Vanderhop. Kind of rushing forward and just mashing into it a bit. Making some good hits. Enough to kind of cause some problems for it. Those problems being the removal of its spinal column, which causes its quick death, as it kind of slides to the water and blood gets everywhere. Okay. I think it's dead. Drop your turn.
It's my turn. I will move here and attack the orc with my claws. I'm guessing that hits. I'm actually gonna remember my magic items do shit. For once. So that is 8 slashing and 1 force damage for my first attack. And then my second attack. Easy 17. Does that hit?
The 17 misses, the first attack hits.
Okay, so that's
Thank
9
you.
damage in total.
Okay.
One
orc
of it
kind
is
of
force.
doesn't look happy about that, but circumstance. Right.
I was about to say that's my turn.
Okay. It's Norlis's turn. They're going to kind of look around a little bit, and they're going to, I guess, try to cast Firebolt on the orc. Their character sheet is very well made. Okay, in terms of a spell list, I like they have little like icons and things.
That literally playing a wizard, I would expect that.
I know. I just typically don't, even when I do it, I don't like, I'm not sure if I have they did the check marks in the X's, but I think I give it they are. They're just a way of like determining if you have stuff ready or not. Well, a little more than that. Actually, a lot more than that. But that hits for 11 damage. To Vork, yeah. Okay. Now it's the orc's turn. They're going to actually do some melee shit. They have a great axe in hand. Big axe, big two-handed axe. You know, more significant than a battle axe.
Does the great axe look magical?
No.
Damn it.
It does look a little weird though. It looks a little funky. It's like it it looks like it's refined in a particular manner that doesn't necessarily look like typical orc axes you've seen, but it doesn't look like fully not like an orc axe. But it does have some like almost dwarven aspects of it, but not quite. It's really strange. But the first hit is gonna be towards Draught, which hits for 23, take 12 slashing. And the next one is towards Yagram, which crits 14 plus 10, so 24. Take 24 slashing damage, Yagram, as it
Jesus.
slashes into your shoulder. It's like slashing into your arm a little bit. But yeah.
Oh,
Did you
and
have a
then
question?
sorry, go ahead. Yeah, I deleted my character token, so Jevabu's no longer in the turn order.
Forgot
Yeah.
what turn order? What thing did you have?
I'm 13. Just I'll go once you're done with this guy's turn.
Yeah, the turn just ended.
Okay, I'm gonna go then. We are going to to move along the ice here.
Snowcap is asleep on the ice for some reason.
Okay.
Like the big frog monster ripped out one of its eyes and it
Mhm.
like tried to hit Snowcap but it missed. But the eye popped close enough to Snowcap, and this like weird like smoke seemed to come out, and that caused them to fall asleep. And they look like they're shaking mildly.
Okay.
Being woken up by a big caterpillar might be worse, so.
Yeah, I can't really do much about that right now, so I'm just gonna keep going. 1, 2.
You have to do a slight, very mild jump here, and then climb up the little like cliff slightly.
Okay. Everybody on these rocks are dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've probably fallen off the rocks.
Yeah, the big thing's falling
2,
off.
3, 4.
This thing's probably still off, but the harpy probably would still be there.
Do a little jump there. I'm gonna move up here and like kind of start climbing on the side of the wall of come on, yeah, of like this wall that I'm on right here. That do I have? Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. Okay, we already did the orc's turn. Harpy's dead. It's Yakram's turn. What do you do?
Oh, dope.
Yeah, you have some allies with you now. Out in a
I
big ol'.
don't think this would be considered flanking, right?
I
No.
believe. Yeah, I wouldn't be flanking.
Oh, okay. Then just 2 straight attacks. 15. Oh god. Yeah, 15 and 10.
Okay. The 10 misses and the 15 also misses. Their armor's pretty intense.
Well, let me see if there's anything I can do here. Yeah,
You missed
shit,
twice.
man. Yeah, there's nothing
Yeah.
I can do here.
Okay, I mean, you could move, but you might take, you can move one
Oh, wait.
space, you won't take opportunity attack, but if you move two, you will.
Wait. Can I use my bonus action to do
You
steady
can
aim?
move over here, actually. You can move through, Draught.
What?
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
have
you
that,
can.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that then.
I forgot that's
mean,
ability Rogue has. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Yeah.
Is it a default ability?
It
I
got
just-
added with Tasha's.
Oh, so it's an optional one. Wait, is it like an optional one you just
Mhm.
kind of get, or do you swap with something?
Nope, you just get it.
Okay, that probably is
18
something you
and
probably asked me
29.
about, but yeah.
No, I
I
feel
don't, I haven't given like a good thing on optional Tasha stuff yet. I generally
uh,
am supportive of a ranger stuff though, and
uh,
think that, you know,
18 and 19?
is- wait, well you used it afterward. Oh wait, well on your next attack roll. So, oh, did you want to have used it prior?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, if you forgot, I'm not gonna. I'll be nice. Yeah, sure. Those hit. Albeit,
Dope.
wait. Okay, yeah. 18, 19. Okay, that's a lot
I
of damage.
I don't get why I get
Yeah.
bludgeoning twice.
You push through their armor and mash into it. Two good attacks like that. Yeah, you've crushed this guy. They're dead.
Damn.
Your fellow kin, uh, is no match. Once you get some solid attacks off, you break their armor like nothing.
Dope. Can I, as a free action, like kind of do like deer antlers and go?
Partial deer antlers. But yeah, I feel like you need one hand to hold your like,
I'll just do it on
maul
the
unless you want
nose.
to drop it for the effect.
Nah, fuck that.
You could do like an
Fight.
L symbol. Yeah. Oh, okay. But yeah. All right. That's your turn.
Yep, can't move.
The Okay. The bugbear is looking fucking frightened. Obviously, some shit's happening, but a lot of its allies are dying. It kind of looks over and is like, Project 12. And they rush over and they start to shake this thing. And suddenly, it starts to move. Or at least seems to. The yeah, that's it. It starts to shift its body up and starts to walk. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Actually, wait, sorry. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And it doesn't it's raises its arms like it's about to attack. But it doesn't quite attack yet. It's gonna use its turn this thing sort of thing. You'll have to wait next round to do that, but it does have that. This creature is going to kind of look around and try to, or the mist fellow is kind of slinks its body around, and it's kind of all misty, but its fingernails and part of its fingers start to form into shapes of water, and start to kind of carefully shift Snowcap's face a little bit, and kind of gives them a mild slap, causing them to awake. Sorry, but you were asleep. Brasik can do bad things when you are asleep, from my understanding. And they start to kind of sleek around, kind of avoiding, if they can, the bit of ice. But you do see a part of them kind of does get touched by it and freezes, and they kind of shake their hand a little bit, and their pinky kind of falls off into the water. They look a little bit spooked. Your turn.
Well, guess he's getting an arrow to the face. This lucky creature.
Okay. Ooh. When you say this lucky creature, were you referring to this or
Yep.
something else? Okay.
Yep, I'm referring to that.
You see what seems to be a person that looks like they have some different people parts and they're sewn up in a really erratic manner. But you managed to
Okay,
hit
Frankenstein.
their ear and their, I was gonna say left testicle, but I'll say their shoulder. I don't know, that was what came to my mind. I was like, maybe not that. I mean, well, you could if you wanted to, but yeah. But no, you have some arrows deemed to, manage to hit them. Is it your turn?
Yep.
Okay. From appearing out from nowhere, you couldn't even sense them, is the awful hag, Brasik. They kind of look at you and seem to, like, smell you sniffing the back of your neck. It's rather uncomfortable and really bad. They simply just place a hand on their shoulder. You can leave now. Or can you? As they're like, kind of regurgitate like a bunch of like meat and teeth and hair onto like your shoulder. It's like really nasty. That's their turn. Tourmaline sees this and is not great with that and thinks that cleanliness is kind of a way to go when it comes to things and you shouldn't vomit on people's shoulders. So she's going to kind of move into place. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I can move for this guy. Yeah. Well, actually very much so because they're missed. And tries to beat the shit out of the hag, or at least attempts to. Let's see how that goes.
Because Snowcap and Tourmaline are bros.
Yeah. Very, I actually haven't even had them rage, but they're making good attacks. Okay. Yeah, they're making good hits. One of them misses, but the
Wouldn't this also
hunter does.
technically be flanking?
I think so. Yeah. Ooh, in that case, I'll have the Oh, in that case, ooh, yeah, it would be. In that case, yeah, I'm gonna have it. Okay, I'll roll one of those again. Oh, shoot, I'll keep going somewhere else. Okay, in that case, everything hits. Oh, that crits. Oh, they're by crit. Oh shit. All right. That would be 58 damage total. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Which combined with all the fucking arrows you shot into this thing is enough to absolutely destroy this thing. Clearly, if they didn't, this thing might have had a good chance to fucking cause some significant harm to you. If it didn't choose to vomit on, albeit, it vomited on your shoulder. That was something. But yeah, it's a lot more than vomit falls on your shoulder as like Sardonyx like basically punches this thing's brain out of its like cranium. And so a lot of stuff gets on you, but you're near the water, so you can maybe wipe it off, but it's cold water and you might not want to get wet. Yeah, you're covered in guts and things right now. And Tourmaline might be sorry for it, but like, They haven't had that much time to learn the physics of like bodily form. Okay, draw your turn.
I'm drawing it. I will attack the thing next to me, in front of me. It will be clawed. 20 hits.
Okay.
Uh,
I would like you to roll a 1d4.
all right.
Actually, pick a number before you roll it.
Oh,
Okay, that's the number I was looking for. You hit it, and it's like you managed to hit one of the stitches. Clearly, this thing wasn't finished. It's not done yet. And it comes undone and like falls apart.
so it's
It's
dead.
like, yeah, well, I mean, it might be a little bit alive, but like it can't. It can probably look at you. Like you see it
Oh.
looking at you, and it's like shoulders. It can kind of shrink its shoulders a little bit, but like it can't move its legs. Its legs are detached now. It like can't pick up its arms. It can look at you and move its head, but it's not doing anything.
If that's the case, I will then move over to here.
It might try to bite you, but it's not. It doesn't even do that well. It's like it can't like turn its head enough to do that.
I will then use my second attack on.
Draw's also like 5 feet, probably 5 feet above the
Oh wait,
ground.
so maybe it would be able to. Oh yeah, 5 feet off the ground. I thought you were going to say they're 5 feet tall. I'm like, yeah, okay, they're actually, which is normal, I guess. I don't know why I was thinking it was small because they're not because they're like 3 feet tall. And
Do
yeah,
I hit them?
with a 15? I believe so. Yes.
Oh, nice. How much damage do I get from my funny little gloves on top?
And what about your cloak?
Alright, so that's 13 damage.
Okay. Norlis, gonna try to move a little bit to get a better aim, and then he's going to fire a bolt. That misses. The net one. Okay.
Wow.
Jebu, your turn. There seems to only be one enemy remaining, and they look kind of frightened and not great with this. Oh, you moved out of a barrier for a second. Okay. Yeah, you saw that. Oh, I wonder if. Oh shit, you might have seen some hidden shit that wasn't you weren't supposed to see. Ooh, that's fun. Well, that'll have to be a thing for later. Maybe you'll never encounter that. Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Oh my
Make
god, I
your
was
attack.
muted the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna walk around the wall and then kind of jump off and attack that guy, I guess. +1. Oh my god, that sucks. Okay.
Okay. All right. That misses.
Going. Nice.
Do you have a secondary attack?
Nope, that was it.
Okay. You
Um,
tried to chomp them up, and it's not happening. They kind of
yep.
move out of the way in time. They're getting kind of spooked, though. Okay.
Cool.
Dead. Yagrum, your turn. Unless you had something else you want to do at your turn. Which I assume is not. Yagrum, your turn.
Yes, a
Hey.
bonus action dash. And 2 attacks. That's 23 to hit.
That hits. That's
23
killing him.
The first hit?
You do a lot of damage. I don't know why. What is the second bludgeoning from? Like,
I
just wondering.
don't. I really don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Is that
I
is that
was
is that like bonus? Is that like sneak attack or something? Maybe I gave you
no,
some.
no, 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 no,
Why
no.
do you have a second? Like, okay.
I've
Why
got
do you have
Great
a
Weapon Master active.
wait? You used to have a poison strike also active, right?
Yeah, that lasts for a minute. That's for
So
my
the
normal damage.
11 is your normal damage. Then we have the +10 from Great Weapon Master, the poison, and then a 2d10, but I'm not sure where that comes. Oh, that's right. The 2d10 plus 8 is the poison. So 2d10 plus 8 plus 10
Huh?
plus an additional 8. I don't know where that additional 8's coming from. Oh wait, no, wait.
Wait, let's. I wanna try something. I wanna try something.
Yeah. Either way, that kills it. Even if you take away 8 damage, it kills it. So yeah.
Wait, one
You
sec,
do
one sec,
mash
one
into
sec.
him.
Yeah.
Someone leave and
Me, I
Okay.
did. I did.
Okay, the poison does. Ah, okay.
come.
Okay, now I get it. Now I get it. So the first top row is my Great Weapon Mastery plus my poison damage. And the lower is just direct maul damage.
Yeah, it's a little weird if it does it that way, but it's not an issue. Okay, you managed to kill them. You smashed their head up. Actually, do you want to kill them in a particular way?
Just cave in the chest.
Okay.
And then I would like to use the last 20 feet to dash
That's
to
the
dash
last thing that's there.
yeah.
If you want to dash at someone, you can. What do you want to dash at?
This character.
Okay. This is too spooky for end of combat music. Let me find some better. Where is it? Where's the? There we go. That works. A little spooky. Okay. What do you want to do with them? They are
Uh,
seemingly unconscious, laying on a body which might be alive and might be dead. It's missing some fingers, but you're not sure. But the white tiefling seems mostly intact.
Could I do an investigation check to see if they're what's it
Sure, go
called?
for it.
Yeah, I don't see shit.
Roll a 1d4. Actually, no. Roll
I
a
mean, I'm pretty sure this is the
intelligence check.
Tiefling we were looking for.
I know. Roll an intelligence check.
Okay.
You can't seem to. So, just to confirm, the investigation check was that to try to wake them up or to try to see if they were injured? What was it for exactly?
See if they've got any marks or anything that I could recognize.
You seem to have a hard time doing that. But your reasons for having a hard time doing that are like you can't find anything. You're doing a really bad job at this. But somewhat so that you kind of feel like something's a little off. Do you Okay, question. Do you touch their skin or you just kind of try to avoid touching their skin?
At first, I try to avoid touching anything.
Okay. But
Uh,
do you touch them?
no, I don't touch them at all.
Okay.
Uh,
There's something off about them. They look like they have a lot less detail in areas like as in it's almost like they're like some parts of them are like weirdly smooth. It's kind of weird.
Guys, I think I found something here. I can't just point over.
End of initiative, or
Yep, yeah, combat's over.
okay. Snowcat quickly like splashes water on themselves to like clean up, or at least get most of the shit off, like the pieces.
After pointing out the white tiefling, I'd like to investigate the orc and his weapon.
He has a yeah, okay. I'll start with you, I guess. It seems to be a great axe. It doesn't appear to be magical. It seems like it's probably of decent steel. Maybe it's mixed with something, but the styling is just a bit of weird to you. You're not like you can't. Actually, let me question. Has Yagram ever? Have they ever encountered a drow?
No.
Okay.
Although
Have
no
they
wait,
ever?
I have deep speech. Does that count? Like, is that something that speak in the Underdark?
Okay. Why do you have deep
No.
speech? Oh wait, we probably had a. Oh wait, we probably had a reason for giving you deep speech. Okay, never mind. Actually,
Yeah.
I know why we gave you deep speech. Deep speech is spoken by a couple races, including beholders and something that starts with Z that you can guess. Okay. What are the rest of you guys doing? I'm gonna say Tourmaline kind of draws the water a little bit, looking kind of uncertain, because they feel like that scent they smell just fading a little bit, and it may be possible that it can dive and try to get to it, but they just look a little uncertain. I'll say they'll kind of move over here. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm kind of like looking at the table. I'm looking at the table.
Okay, the table has all sorts of things. It's got surgical implements, it's got some skulls, it's got a big knife, it's got like what looks to be the enlarged eye of something. It looks kind of reptilian, it might be a dragon eye. It might be like the eye of a giant gecko, maybe? You're not quite sure. Albeit you've never known, you don't know what a gecko is, so probably you guess is a dragon. There's also some
A draw eye.
empty bottles of like rubbing alcohol. Oh, sorry, take it back. An empty bottle of rubbing alcohol, and then a non-empty bottle of rubbing alcohol to the side. Also, I'd say you'd find a really big vial of ink with like that looks like it's been watered down partially. That has like a bunch of like coiled string in it.
Oh, so they can scam people at the market.
I'll be real. I want to learn why you said that.
Oh, because you said it's to water down ink.
Okay.
So,
Is that what
so
people do?
they'll think that they're getting a bunch of ink when
Oh.
in reality it's just fucking watered down.
Oh, sorry. I thought there was like you were gonna be like, yeah, when I buy like sewing supplies and I buy like stuff, the ink they'll use for the yarn sometimes they'll water it down so it doesn't stick and it'll like go off in the wash. I thought that's the direction you were gonna go with that, and I was like, I'm about to learn, yay! But no.
Drot is going to loot the hag.
Okay. You jump from like a little island. The hag
I
does
don't need
not
to
have.
jump.
Okay, the hag doesn't. Well, can't you? I guess fall. Oh yeah. Oh wait, no, you're fat. Okay. You're like, yeah. The hag seems to not have that much on them. They like have like a lot of like not great stuff. They have like a bag of teeth. Roll first of all. Let me see a proper like investigation roll if you haven't already.
Oh, I had a clear in a previous campaign that basically like she was kind of like murder hobo, but like she would like constantly collect teeth so that she could make a teeth necklace.
There was a character, an NPC, very early on in this campaign that gave one of the characters their teeth, and I believe the character ended up selling the teeth. I think that's what happened. They used the teeth. They did something with the teeth. They either sold it or like made something with it, and I forget what.
Average 12-year-old moments.
Yeah. Okay. With a 2, you find a bag of teeth. They have a bunch of bags, most of which are like full of organs. You can't. It's hard. You have a hard time kind of going through it. Like they might have stuff, but you're just not doing well right now with it. It's just you don't want to stick your hand into like 13 little bags of like intestines to find the
Pancreases.
coins. The coins. There might be some pancreases. There might be some like laps of skin. You don't want to keep you after like the third little bit. You're like, okay, I'm not doing this to find the coins inside. We're good. I found a bag of teeth. It's covered in blood, in like bile, whatever. So you found a bag of teeth.
Yeah. Into the water it goes. I'm just gonna throw it.
Okay. But by the way, there would be one to scalpels here, and also different. But yeah, do you Snowcap investigate any of the bodies? And that goes the same with
Uh,
Jebu, who might transform back now. I don't know.
I am gonna like I don't know. Poke with like I don't know the end of my bow at the white tiefling.
Okay. The second,
Or-
actually, sorry. Do you poke their clothing or their skin?
Both.
Okay. Their clothing, not too much happens, but it starts to kind of shift a little bit. It looks a little weird, and then once you touch their skin, everything falls apart. It like a puff of smoke appears, and they appear to be a like wooden, like person made of like with some actually sorry, a basic wooden frame with some like hay and maybe like scarecrow like stuff on them with some bones like kind of yeah, I'd say some potentially human bones like kind of dripped on there. Essentially like a thing that's like kind of in the shape of a person that's maybe has some person parts in the case of bones and then like has like straw attached and has a sign. Actually, has it's a smiley face written on it. And has a little piece of paper that clearly says, in Sylvan. Do you read Sylvan?
Yep.
Fuck you, Brasik. She's mine.
That's funny.
Entailing that the captured person, may be elsewhere, considering this person appeared to be them, but it was a facade, and that facade must have tricked that hag. Assuming the hag's name is Brasik, which that's what the miscomb says. Okay. All right. As you guys are kind of moving around, the Miss Golem kind of sees that the enemy's been defeated. They kind of look a little unhappy because it's clear that like some of these people who worked for this hag were not necessarily doing it out of meaningful employment opportunities. It's clear there were certain factors that caused them to be in this situation that weren't necessarily of their own volition. And so it feels a little bit bad about it, but especially, maybe with the harpy, but is what it is. And they kind of seem to greet one of you. I'd say focus on Yagram, and I guess Snowcap. What information would you like of me? I thank you for freeing me of my circumstances. I feel bad about what's happened, but ultimately, they made their choices at those last moments once Brasik was defeated, albeit they couldn't have known. Brasik was definitely a difficult thing to deal with, given their ability to, from my understanding, go towards and enter the ethereal plane. But it seems they exited their safety in order to vomit on one of you. Very nasty creature, I believe. But back to my question. What knowledge do you need about this place? I know much.
Where did the white tiefling go?
I believe a different hag has her. From my understanding, it would be Scargilfa the Wicked. That's who I believe is actually in the Temple of Ran. Why she's brought that person there is unclear to me, but one thing I can say is she's not alone. A creature similar to what you seem to have with you. I know is sirens seem to be with her. I actually have a single question for you. Are you aware of what I've heard rumors as I've been guarding here, and as certain horrible things have happened to me in terms of that venom to force me into acting as a guard. Even if I could speak, what I said was not always true, and my actions were not always mine, but now they are. Are you aware of what that wicked hag has in their possession?
Not really.
And I know. Have a guess what Roskilde has?
A seed, or maybe more accurately an acorn. A very large one. One that very well may be that of the world tree Yggdrasil that was removed from our plane, or from this land long ago. There are other world trees in this land, or on this plane of existence, but many are not doing so well. Some have burned, and others have died via other means, such as being poisoned. But most are resilient. But some remain resilient, but not many. Having one of those seeds or acorns is of great significance to the health of the world. But there's other things you can do with them.
Such as?
We could spell certain things, but most wouldn't know this, but I would, given the circumstances. Are you aware of given where you came from, you would have had to have walked through there? Did you happen to see statues of serpents?
I think we did.
Are you aware of what place you were in regarding that? A temple of sorts, albeit very rugged and modified by the circumstance of time and these different groups that have lived here over time, and even the hag's own doing of turning that place into a lair of sorts.
Wasn't it the one with stained glass?
That is a different place. I am aware of Vedisi. It's been a long time since I've been there. I don't know if I think I've been there since becoming that of Mist, but that is a place of importance to the sirens. But no, what I'm referring to was the Temple of Nidhogg, or at least what could be referred to as that. Much of what was there once is gone. Much of it is broken, but some remained. I know not for certain, but I believe
Is it the one on the
that
cliff?
no, it's where the room you directly came from. That's what I was implying.
Wait,
They
what?
say, like, kind of moving out of the soft-spoken, calm, somewhat monotonous tone, out of sheer, like, confusion, you would say that based on what they're trying to convey, but also of their own potential failure in regards to their ability to convey information.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, the snake just
They
on the
look at you.
ground.
Do you remember, or were you not listening to me speak? Actually, that's
No,
maybe...
there was a coffin in there
Oh, so
in
you
the
do
water.
remember. Oh, by the way, meta-wise, this isn't me being sassy, this is them being sassy. I can assume so. A coffin, that's new. Wait, was it down beneath the well?
I don't think it was beneath the well. It was just in the water.
Huh. Beneath the well there is a coffin of great intrigue. It's it's a place that was meant for Ergviv, but I think its circumstance was changed. I forget what ended up happening. Back to the point is
The other
that
coffin was of
acorn.
Calving the Sun.
Oh, I don't know who that is. Or maybe I do? Been such a long time. Either way, that acorn or seed has, I believe, it can be used in some manner or relation to Nidhogg. I'm not sure for means of good or means of bad, but perhaps summoning the creature or empowering it or gaining or sacrificing the seed to it, I don't know. But I believe there is some significance of that seed in relation to Nidhogg.
Where is the seed?
As I said, it is possessed by a wicked hag. Scargilfa the Wicked. I believe she is. If you continue down this path and continue through the waters and back on dry land, through these tunnels, she should be ahead, not that far, in the Temple of Ran. And I think that she likely has that real white tiefling. I don't know what she intends to do, though. It's
I mean,
not
I'm
just that.
pretty fucked up right now.
She may have other possessions as well. There's a powerful Verk fairy relative to, I believe, the Feather of Visfelger, but I forget if she has it now, or one of her wicked sisters did. I'm uncertain.
We kind of need a place to rest.
I have some suggestions.
Oh.
Here you could, if albeit time it might be unhelpful if you're if you're searching for a white tiefling. It might be you're not. I'm not sure. What I can say here, but beneath the well should be safe. If it's not, you can continue forward and there should be a tunnel. It leads, I think it goes two ways, one to the sea, albeit that's a long path, and the other deeper down to the land beneath. But there are certainly safe places here or under that well. You could probably hide, albeit it just depends if someone moves back through here, which I guess would potentially be that wicked hag I mentioned. But they typically fly upon their broom, so they might just open out from the crater. I have much I can do to help you. I can name other places if needed. You could probably go outside if that wouldn't be too much of an issue.
We could probably sleep in here.
It just depends if anyone goes through this pathway, or if what swam beneath may cause an issue. I'm uncertain. Well, if you do, go with it. This place is full of guts, blood, and potentially disease due to the vile work of that hag of trying to make amalgamations of flesh and man. There were more skilled ones in the past than that, but they were still vile.
Well, anyhow, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
I'm thinking that I'm gonna leave the long rest to next session.
Yeah. But there's something that should be done. This room's a good place for it. If you know, you know.
You gonna take the eyeball or something?
You're clearly not the one who knows.
Okay. Oh yeah, I did say that this lady might not be dead. You don't. She looks like she's dead, but she might
That
not
is
be.
not what. Again, that is not what you.
Okay. Clean off the vomit from your shoulder.
I already did that, but you're not the one in the know who needed to know what the thing is. But I think the person who does know knows.
Yeah, Snorker, would you mind coming along for a sec? I think
Yeah.
we need to have a talk.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'd kind of go off into this corner. Here, I'll even put my maul down. And he puts it on the stone slab next to him. Look, I don't mind if you don't like me. Alright, I don't even care if you trust me. However, one thing that I would sincerely ask of you is to never, ever say what you said back there. Alright? I know I'm not a good man. And I know that I have my flaws. But I attempt, and I fucking attempt, and I attempt, and I attempt! And he kind of kicks some stones around. He basically just throws a bit of a mess. I get that my people are known for a bit of savagery. Good God, savagery. I know my people have a history, but I attempt to be better every day. Every day, I attempt to be just a wee bit better than I was before. Alright? You want to know what I used to do before I was a paladin? Before I took an oath to be better, to not be the monster I used to be? I used to make orphans. I used to make widows. Now I help them. Now, since Durak's been on the fucking playing field, I've been helping orphans. I've been helping the widows. I have been helping people. I've been attempting my best to be a better man. Alright, I can deal with the snark. I can deal with the glares. But don't ever throw that sort of stuff at me again. Alright?
Which is why you should have been able to understand. This priest may pour it more that you should have understand why that you're the one who shouldn't be talking about nature of a creature.
Look, that's easy for you to say. My powers depend on them. My ability to help people depends on the oath I took. Killing the undead is part of my oath. Killing monsters like that. Sorry, have you ever heard of a vampire who tried to correct his ways? Who tried to be better? Who tried to escape from their savagery that they are born into, that they are morphed into? And don't forget, a lot of vampires take that curse upon themselves to have power. They go down a dark path out of selfishness, out of fear. Some, yes, some have had little say in it. Some have been victims of circumstance, but I could tell you for a fact a fine majority have chosen it. Have chosen to see people as cattle. Look, I applaud you for what we did, for what you were able to do back there. Sliding along the ice, I'll admit, that was pretty cool. I liked it. I thought it was cool. I don't hate you. I don't even distrust you. But please, you don't need to like me. You don't need to trust me. But please see that most, if not everything I've done in this group is to further the goal and to further make sure that nobody gets hurt. Having a vampire on the loose, a powerful one at that, is a threat to every living thing. I'm not here to harm you guys. I'm here to help. I want to stop Durak. At least give me the benefit of the doubt. Keep an eye on me. Distrust me, but at least have that voice in the back of your head saying, he's trying to keep us safe. Is that fair?
Out of character, how like truthful is like Yagron being like
Roll
non-deceitful?
insight.
Yeah, you can. I mean, they can. If you want to answer, you could. Otherwise, if you don't want to answer, just roll insight.
That would be versus a deception if he's lying.
Let's see.
Or-
If you are lying, use GM roll and roll deception. If you're not, which I'll leave up to you.
Damn. That's
Persuasion's
persuasion.
not. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I was gonna say do something. Okay, that's a different thing. So I guess they are not lying.
And
Yeah, okay.
deception also includes like lying through omission.
Yeah. I mean, unless they meant to roll deception and meant to roll in GM roll and didn't do either, but I don't think that's what they did. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, they seem to be telling the truth. Wait. Yeah. Unless of course they yeah.
I'm not asking to be best friends. I'm not asking to be buddies. I'm just give me the benefit of the doubt when something historically modern, just perpetually dripping with evil, comes sauntering out of a coffin and makes threats towards us, frequent threats. Give me the benefit of the doubt, mate.
Also, just to but in Snowcap, weren't you literally from a small isolated village in the middle of bumfuck nowhere?
It's not too isolated. Yeah, it's pretty isolated.
Draw no front, but this is kind of between him and I. This is just the most isolated corner I could find.
Yeah. Meta-wise, Tourmaline and Nornless are fairly far away, and I assume Jababoo's would be as well.
But the front matters little. I'm from a similar bumfuck nowhere village. Filled with the exact same pillaging, raiding, monsters type of people I try not to be. So Snowcap. Can
You've
we
also
agree?
done the same thing of just randomly throwing around threats.
To what type of creatures?
To me, I can name about like 3 times today that you've done that.
Look, I never said I was perfect. I'm still an orc. I still have very hot blood, but I try to not act on them. I try to find ways to vent them. Like I said, it wasn't that long ago that I was a legit monster. That I was someone who I look back and I wish I could kill. I keep them at empty threats. Because I know that you're part of the group. So is Drot. So is Tourmaline. So is Noneless. I have outbursts. I'm not saying, just overlook them. They are outbursts and they will affect you. Nobody likes getting death threats shoved down their throat. And I apologize for them. But when have I physically acted against the group to harm them? And that with the ghosts, I will be honest, I did not expect it to be it to end like that. But I thought we could just have a little bit of loosey-goosey fun, smash a few pods, because things have been strained, have been tense. So, letting go a little bit, And of course, you accidentally summon a horde of angry specters, but, that's... Hasn't done
Do
that
you
before.
feel sorry for what you did in 1 second?
In the catacombs?
If it's the place with a coast that was ruined, it'd be Wet Elk.
Yeah, Wet Elk.
Meta, can I get a quick refresher on that?
That was the cloaker one.
Yeah, you
The
put
what?
cloakers in the there's the
It was the
ruins by the
first,
coast.
like, Snowcat versus the aggro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that. I'll be honest, I have mixed feelings on it. On the one hand, I get you're a person of nature. We are two very different people. You are a person of nature. Your oath is to defend nature, protect it, to preserve it. So I get that you might have a very different point of view on it than I. I, however, think that the things that we were fighting, the creatures that were in front of us, they were dangerous. And, things I have done, I wish I could have taken back. Killing the mother, destroying the egg, that wasn't necessary. That wasn't necessary, and yeah, I still have my outbursts, as said. I felt that you were actively in the way of the party. Same as Jevabu, I was furious. Absolutely. But I
You
did
need to
make
understand that when I made the comment before about the orc thing, I wasn't talking about your nature. I was talking about how people perceive orcs.
sorry that it did not come across like that. It seemed to be a very deliberate dig at me. As in, like, oh, look at the
No, it was a dig on hypocrisy. Because you should have been in the same shoes as he is.
That's the thing. I was a monster.
Anything to do with the parasites, maybe?
No. No, the parasites have... Wait, how do you know about the parasites? Who told you?
I mean, something was off since the incident.
Look. Parasites will not. I've been able to hold back the way I was since I've had that parasite. Now it's just the old me flaring up every now and then. I don't know. I really couldn't tell you. But I know one thing, I've never raised my weapon against you guys. I have warned you, I threatened you, and for that I apologize. That's not how a group should act. But I'm not evil. I'm not like the things we let go. I would like that at least a little bit of trust gets thrown my way.
You need to understand. I should clear up the misunderstand my thing with cloakers. It isn't about nature. It's about being in another one's territory.
Now what's all it is? We just exterminated a horde of people who were in their territory.
Hags. are a blight that invades others' homes.
Same as
They're like
vampire.
it's like trying to apply that philosophy to a parasite.
I mean, invasive species are a thing.
Drott says like butting in again from the
I'm about to get
turning
the
the
hose.
corner and like kind of peeling over and looking and saying that.
It's not the fault of an invasive creature that it's there, but they should try to be cold or at least moved away. But
I mean,
hags,
like how wide does this
are someone
philosophy
who
actually like stretch to? Like elementals aren't meant to be on this plane. So do you like just kill elementals on sight? You know that
are they
they're not
just
meant to be there.
hanging out and not doing anything?
But like they're literally not meant to be there. Same with the undead. I mean, fuck. You could even, Celestials sure as hell shouldn't be here.
Undead, again, they need to return to their resting place. If an elemental is bothering anyone, then yes.
But we let
A
a
creature being
vampire
on the
go.
same plane does not mean it's an invasion
We
or
let a
encroachment on
vampire.
territory.
We let a vampire loose and an ancient one. Do you see my confusion here?
He seems nice enough.
He seemed nice enough, of course. He charms. He's got 400 years of experience. On top of that, he's a noble. He'll know how to talk to people to get his way. Sometimes you have to look things at face value. Face value is, yes, I might be an asshole, but I'm here to help the group, and so far I've always done that. I've used my last spell slot, my last spell, to make sure that Nonetheless would be especially safe while we were descending down. I could have attacked, I could have been selfish with it, I could have just kept it. I prepared for the worst case. I kept Nonetheless safe, made sure he was tough as nails before anything could touch him.
Question:
Face
why did you decide to change?
What do
Prompted
you mean?
that? Something must have prompted you to decide to start changing.
There's only so many times you can crush a kid's skull between your feet before it starts to bother you.
I would say that number would be probably about 1 or 2
Do
or
it once.
0.
Yeah, that's more like it. Eventually you get sick of the violence. You get sick of being that. Of going everywhere and nobody wanting to have an honest word with you because all they see is their tormentor, the monster in the shadows.
And when did you have the change of heart again?
Let's say a couple of years ago. Say 5, 6, 7 maybe. That's it. I've not been a good person. That's why I'm trying to rectify it. That's why I decided to take an oath.
Wait, did you say that you were started to become a better person because of Dorak?
No, that only happened a few months ago.
Ah,
It was a catalyst for why I went out adventuring again.
hmm.
That was the main catalyst. That's why I decided.
Wait, is Jagger lying or did fucking Ian feed me just misleading information?
I'm
Can you
hoping he
state
didn't.
the thing again, real quick?
I'm hoping he didn't feed you any information.
About well, there was a
Dorak.
special thing that happened once a while ago, but Dorak has not been of significance for the last like. No one knew who Dorak was like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Like yeah, like Dorak was
I,
killed.
I, I
3 months
think
ago.
I think Ian thought that like how you worded things made it seem that like you only stopped killing orphans. You only stopped making orphans like when Dorak was in power or something.
No. Nah, he was a paladin quite before that. He was a
That
rogue
is
at
the way
this.
you worded it, but yeah.
Okay, then that's my
Like,
mistake.
you
I'm
made
very
it
sorry.
sound like it was a Call of Duty. You came forward and like changed your ways because of what other bad things happening.
Nah, it's the reason he started adventuring again. It's not the reason he changed his ways. That's my mistake. I'm very sorry.
Wait, okay. Actually, made a question before I'm trying to end things real quick. So they left home and then they started to they got to a certain location and stayed there for a while that was like not too far from here and then started venturing again, or no?
No, eventually after being,
Because
piece of
because
shit for a couple of years, he kind of got sick of it and took an oath.
Then
because word of
however long he
Dorak
would
would
have
take a little bit of
undergone,
while to get outside of the mountains.
then however long it would take to get the paladin training.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, yeah. Again, the Dorak thing was like 2.5
Yeah.
months ago, or maybe 3 months ago at most. And word of Dorak would have gotten to you're from an area near the Grey Rock Hills, a little bit north of it, I think. It's like it would take a while to get to there. Mostly, well, I mean, there's some Goliath settlements actually around there, so maybe to some extent that if there's like some magic stuff going on, which there probably was. So yeah, I guess to some degree that makes sense. Albeit,
Also, I feel like you're underestimating how fast information would spread when a guy is actively genociding towns.
yeah, but it's okay, actually, meta question.
But if you're only
Are you
making
referring to
orphans,
if
then
you're yeah, but if like yeah, and also these are like orc towns which are pretty far south of like the Goliath. Well, some Goliath ones are nearby, but a lot of the Goliath ones and now human towns are attacking. Um, we're
Don't
like
forget.
fairly far north.
Displacement is a thing.
Yeah. Albeit I will say Bone Laugh was a significant place to some degree. Like, if you were like an orc, you probably care more about like some Goliath places and human places because humans tend not to like you. So like it would be a place of significance. So like when all the Civil War went down there and Dorak won out, like that would have mattered a lot.
Yagrum could also have been traveling at the time.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the
That's
thing. You guys did go on for a while, and I want to give some people time to speak if they want to.
oh
Did
fuck,
anyone want
sorry.
to kind of do anything before we end?
I think me and Yagrin should finish off the conversation real quick.
Yeah, I do think you guys should. Okay, go for it then.
Hey, don't we?
Look, look,
I think
as
what will make this a lot better if we had some food.
you know what, I feel like that is a fair assessment. I am stuttering. I am sleepy. I am hot like shit.
There's a lot of meat nearby.
Let's dig in. I need a rest.
I was referring to human flesh, but okay.
I mean,
Well,
technically,
Jagger
it's not.
needs some of that human flesh on him.
To be fair, it's not cannibalism. They're not the same species.
I mean,
Really?
yeah, I mean, orcs and humans can interbreed, half orcs and stuff, so they're pretty much the same species.
Fun law fact: lizard folk
No.
really like the taste of elves.
Wait. Okay. That's cool and all, but wait, just to get this. I'll let you guys continue a second. Have you taken like a decent biology class?
I mean, like, different species can breed together, but, like, I would say,
Like a fundamental thing they actually teach in like basic. Okay, maybe I don't know what high school, what college level zoology class, biology classes is. They'll be like, okay, they'll give you like the definition of what a species is, and they'll cover it, and they'll give you a couple of like definitions to discuss, and one of them is specifically like yes, it can like a lion and a tiger can breed, but if it produces an offspring that can't like do that as well, then they're not the same species.
Except when they can, actually.
Mm,
Wait, there's
yeah,
ligers that could do that?
no.
Oh no, I'm not specifically talking about ligers. I'm talking about creatures that are two species that can um have children that are not sterile.
Yeah, I mean, based off the like biological species concept, it would then that would mean that they're the same species. It would indicate that. So if there's two types of
Oh,
wolves,
actually,
that,
yeah,
they're the
a
same
liger
species.
can. A liger can.
Really?
Actually.
Damn.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that because that was like a big example that was used to describe this when I took like bio classes. Okay, but we can go back a second.
The Bayesian cattle can also.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh
okay,
wait, you guys just kind of finished up. You guys were eating then. Did you want to end it here?
Yeah.
Okay, this is an awkward place to end after discussing meta stuff. Okay. Um, I'll say that you guys start to make food out of something. Either you have stuff there, or you eat the corpses, or maybe you
Gotta
can make
have
them. I don't
rations
know.
on you.
Some of you can discuss that at the beginning of next session when you guys get to epics or whatever. But either way, I'll wait to do the long rest next session so that everyone can be here to like decide who's gonna like guard when and that kind of thing. And
A
I
long
assume
rest? I thought I was gonna do a short rest.
long rest, long rest, long rest.
Nah, you
I mean,
suffer
there
through a
are
short
reasons
rest.
to want to do like either. A short rest means you can then if whale daughters, if something bad's happening to them, you have time to deal with that. But maybe it's a more long-term thing. Who knows? But uh, you guys are also pretty injured. I've been doing a bunch of stuff all day. Albeit, I'd say it's probably like I'll say that the tunnel took some time. It's like probably 3 p.m. now, which is still a little too soon for a long rest. But you could take some time to do some other stuff prior to that. I don't know. I'll let you guys decide next session.
Yeah.
Oh, what one of the things that like for the like snack break uh he would have Snowcap would have one of these. If you don't know what that is, that's a tea brick. It's compressed tea.
Oh, do you think you could?
Oh, no.
I guess that's the only way you're getting tea that far north. I guess, yeah, for
Yeah.
trade. Probably through the York land with some other stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Those
mean,
are
it's probably a
common
lot
channel.
harder to get now that the wars happened. So it's probably really expensive or like been kept in like storage for a while. Or
Yes, give us a
trade
breakdown of the
down the coast.
give us a
Long
breakdown of
term.
the economic. Give us a flow chart.
Yeah, I could do that. That'd be fun.
I mean, you
okay.
can make tea
Sounds-
tea out of a lot of things. It does not necessarily have to be like green
Yeah.
jasmine.
Yeah. I guess, but in terms of tea leaf or leaf-based like tea, yeah, that'd be a good way to store it. Just for north. Okay.
Boon points.
Boom point. Yeah. Who would like to go
I'm
first?
going. I'll give my boom
Me.
point.
I'm going first.
No, fine.
Yagram. You know why. You know why I'm giving this to Yagram.
Thank you.
I actually did know about this beforehand, the argument, and I was so excited. And guess what? We got to it today. That I was just waiting this whole section for us to, do the debate, bro.
Debate me, bro.
I'll give my boom point to Yagram for the voicing again.
Huzzah.
Also, small note. You did the poison strike wrong.
What?
Yeah, poison strike's only one attack.
It said it lasted for a minute.
Yeah, it lasts for a minute, and then when you hit them, it fades. There's a reason why the subclass is UA. It's the same because if you look at it, it only applies to one piece of ammunition.
Oh, good God.
It's also the reason why it's got the other stipulation where if you're doing it with attack with advantage,
Wait.
it's a flat 20 plus.
Quick confirmation. Isn't there a non-UA version of that?
No,
Okay, I'm thinking of a different thing.
it never got to UA, but it does. It
I
does
do
share
remember allowing them to use
similarities.
that. Okay.
Yeah, it does share similarities with the poisoner feature. Well, poisoner feat.
Others.
For some reason, I thought there was one that was similar that I had them do instead, but I think I'm thinking of something different. I think. Yeah, I'm thinking of something different. Okay. Who would like to go next? Jevabu, are you there?
Yeah. I think I'm going to skip giving out a boom point this week.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use that. Would you like to go? Assuming you haven't gone already. Yeah, you haven't.
I'm kind of split between Snowcap, wanting to, reciprocate the argument. On the other hand, just butting in every now and then is
I mean, you could always give us both.
DM. May I?
Oh,
Sure.
true. Can I give my okay? Or I was gonna give my boom points to drop button, and I forgot about that. That was so funny. Especially the invasive species.
Yeah, just drawing it.
Invasions. The invasive species line was perfect.
Okay, wait. I'll give one to Snowcap, and I'll give one to Jevabu. Jevabu for being a legitimate giant caterpillar and bringing me back to first grade reading.